Welcome to another video on my Raspberry Pi 3 combined with PiXtend PLC, Programmable Logic Control. Assuming that you have seen my previous videos, I'll keep the introduction very short. Programmed in Python via the Raspberry Pi, I can connect quite a lot of devices, and recently I have changed the programming language to C with the objective to find out if anything that goes wrong with Python can be good with C. However, last time in the previous video I found that there is a big question, primarily with the digital input, which is here. So let's go to the software and see why that is, if I can find it anyway. Alright, so the question is, how do the voltages relate to the setup? Setup being 5 volts from here, then wire to a button, and then a resistor and an LED, but also a wire to digital input. By now an array of LEDs which are interconnected. Then via virtual network computing, Raspberry Pi, Python, and Raspberry Pi C language. And this is a terminal which I need to actually start VNC, but that's something different. Last time I encountered a problem that none of this worked. Why, I do not know. Now when setting up this whole experience, I have used 3 probes so far. One connected to the input, this wire, or more appropriately a probe connected to this wire, then a probe connected right here, the output of the button, and a probe connected to the input of this first LED, the first one of the whole array. Now this is quite clearly 5 volts. I should take a little bit backwards, and now you can see it is 5 volts. Except for this one, but this one is not connected at the moment. It's all 5 volts. So what are we looking at? Well, right now it's a very different signal. Let me push the button, and you see everything is 5 volts. Apart from that, and it took a while to realize, but if you look at the LEDs here, and I should say here, not obstructing with my hand, let's see. No, you can't see it. Yeah, you can. If you watch closely, you can see it on the camera as well. They're lighting up, every one of them, because they are now interconnected by these wires. So what's the purpose? Well, now is the programming coming in. I should be able to get the value 5F5. Should get the value. Last time it was all 0. So I keep the button pressed. All LEDs are burning, kind of. And okay, enter, 0. Once again, 0. Letting it go, 0. Pressing the button, Yep. 0. So the whole thing is now that why are the LEDs not functioning very brightly, not burning very brightly? I mean, if I press the button, this LED is shining very bright. You can see that. So why aren't these burning brightly? That's a big question. Maybe it has to do with these jumpers. Not quite sure about that. Anyway, they work. So, what's wrong with this? Well, effectively nothing. Because this is exactly like the example. But something is not quite right because the input is 0, which is not correct. Why? Alright, to my regrets, I can't find the extensive library explanation anymore, which means I can't check my code anymore. And on the website from PiXtend they removed all documentation concerning the 1.3 version. Everything is now version 2. Which I have nothing to do with. I can't use that because I don't have that version. So I can't change this. As a test, I have now started the Python version again. What can I see from that? Well, except that you can now really see the digital output. It should be seeable in the LED, which you can't see right now. I will have to adjust the camera out a little bit, which is that red LED. So, and then either you can see the LEDs on the board or you can see the red LED. But this is a screen output anyway, and you can't see anything from that LED. This one. Neither from this one, Technic LED. So whatever is going on in the wiring, I am absolutely not sure. Let me measure something anyway. Last probe that I can use. Hook it up. And press the button. And that is very nice if I can actually have a correct value. So that is not 5 volts. There is voltage over it. That much is certain. But the voltage in off position is not 0, which surprises me. It's 3 volts. And then waiting for the on position, on status actually, now, which is 4 volts. So do I get that? Not really. Okay, now you can see everything. Yeah. So you can see that these lines are much higher than this one. This one should be here for 5 volts, but it clearly is not. So that is another very different thing to watch, to notice. Can I change something? No, not really. Therefore I really need documentation about the library, which I do not have. I will try to find it again, because this is not what I want. I want here the full 255. So I thought I could make some adjustments, make some things clear to me as well. But that's not going to happen, not this time, unfortunately. And the strange thing about this particular part with, okay, let me reposition again. Okay, so with this particular part is that nothing of the wiring has changed, and this is the wiring. So the switch, a wire here, and these are now all wired through. So yeah, I can put LEDs in here because they are there, and they will all blink, but they will all burn, but faint. Let me do so. So that would be and the component LED, and oh, I have here an LED as well. I have to rotate . How do I rotate with this again? Not quite sure anymore. I will do so off camera, but 8 LEDs which have to burn. Let's do that. So right now I have completed this part of the schematics, also interwired all these. So this is the real representation of this part, of course. But does it work the way I like? No. They all burn, so that means that the signal is coming through. Question remains, of course, why is this giving 0 all the time? So either this is wrong or I'm overseeing something, and I'm not sure which is which. And with my bare eye I can see they burn faintly, but the scope says enough. Anyway, I'm afraid that's it for now. So that's it for now. As I said, thanks for watching. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel and give the video a thumbs up. You can also follow me via Instagram and Twitter. Oh, please leave a comment or suggestion, very much appreciated, under the video, that is. Also via email, which you can find via my website. Please support by becoming a patron, which you can see on several moments in the video. and at the end of the video as well. You can also donate via PayPal and IBAN. This is going to be continued. Have a nice day. Take care. Bye.